Yeah, well, I have. In the past,
hurdle.
I have.
Is that a celebrity? Apparently, she was in a toilet once.
I would never do that. I wouldn't keep any money in the street.
And that's
They didn't lie on these tests anyway.
well, exactly.
Yeah.
You see, well, that's ruined the whole thing.
And also,
hasn't it, really? That's it. That's
The presumption, the whole test seems to just because you're afraid of getting caught, which is not the same.
Being accidental damage you have done to a parked car.
Well, when I was about 16, so I actually donated it to charity. But I think it was because I couldn't.
You kept it,
I
didn't
felt
you?
good. No, I didn't. I just felt guilty because what do you do with it? There's no one
Well,
around.
you see, technically, you meant to take it to a...
Well, here's another one, you know, and apparently twice that. Nobody ever says
What
why.
is the world coming to?
Associated costs look like they are absolutely huge, all. But why does it matter? Why do we need to...
Other Olympic expenditures. So it's things like government departmental costs. We've been looking at UK anti-doping to see what their specific Olympic doping programme will cost. That's almost £300,000. Not huge in the grand scheme of things, but that's why we've been going deep into the detail to try to get.
Paula, for now, thank you. And just to let you know...
A second violent prisoner is on the run after being sprung by an armed man. It happened at West Suffolk Hospital in Bury St Edmunds. Sky's Emma Birch. And the search for another escaped prisoner continues. Murder suspect John Anslow was freed by a gang who ambushed a prison van. The Deputy Prime Minister Nick Clegg will today call for tax cuts to be sped up. Live to Westminster. Oil deliveries have resumed at Corryton Refinery. Subway is to create 6,000 new jobs. The sandwich chain says it will also open 600 new branches. 11 people remain trapped after 2 buildings collapsed in Rio. Witnesses said the number of people dying from heart attacks has halved in just under a decade. Researchers from a bank robber has taken the phrase shooting yourself in the foot to a whole new level. The thief...
Very good morning. You're watching Sunrise. Coming up for you in the next 10 minutes.
We're going to be speaking to the Deputy Prime Minister about why he wants tax cuts to be sped up.
You can find out who came out on top at the National Television Awards.
And why climate change could bring us an abundance of fresh fish and superfruits. That's coming up in our paper review with James Whale and Sarah Churchill.
First to our main...
A second dangerous criminal is on the run from police this morning after he was sprung from a prison van by an armed man. 2 prison officers... Doctor Who and Anton Deck were among the big winners at the National Television Awards. Stars Matt Smith and...
That one, I have to say.
You hear what he said there? Some other countries don't have, OK? And when you get fed up with
that one knocked up, and then we'll be back with more newspaper.
them to actually do
Or
any
a
good.
country where the sun never shines.
Or a country...
What you need is something that
Sarah,
generates power out of rain.
The sunshine does ugly,
Well,
ugly.
that's them told.
Yeah.
To the Times.
Well, exactly.
Wow.
Economically inactive, but
Yeah.
domestically very active. It's
And
a
it
lot
makes
of work.
men more comfortable with the idea, because I think there is a real stigma, isn't there, with men that stay at home.
Well,
they
because
could,
of
they,
circumstance.
they
that's
could be
clearly-
emasculated.
If you could do that job, good luck to you.
Yeah, it's hard.
Well, all of us here in the studio this morning, and how important are all these figures in actually working out what the actual legacy of the Olympics?
For spending, for building the venues, for making sure the games are safe and secure. This extra spend that we've calculated are things like the amount of money spent on...
Tell you what, style winner's got to be Carol Vorderman.
I didn't see Carol
She
Vorderman.
looks sensational.
Did she? I'm going to have to go through the tabloids and have a look. They always have a good rundown of who
There are
wore
some
what.
great shots in some of the red tops of Carol Vorderman. She looked amazing last night. So there you
Well,
go.
she does watch, so I'm
She's-
sure she'll take that on board. Well done, Carol.
You still got it, Carol. Blooming heck, no doubt about that. Sarah Jane, thank you. Very good morning. You're watching Sunrise. Coming up for you in the next 30 minutes.
The second dangerous criminal goes on the run. We'll have a live update on the manhunt.
You can find out why the number of heart attacks has halved in a decade. We'll be talking to a cardiologist.
And Julian Lloyd-Webber is here telling us why he's gone back to the recording studio after a 6-year break.
First.
And you may recognise another of last night's winners. So that explains why he wasn't here this morning, doesn't it? Eamon Holmes
thanks
there
for
and his
that.
wife Ruth as part of the This Morning team. They won Best Factual Programme. I'm sure he's at home in his dressing gown with a cup of tea, nursing a sore head.
Yeah, probably quite all right too. Congratulations, Eamon. Great stuff. Thank